Okay, Shabab, this is week 7, and this chapter is about connecting networks using point-to-point connection. سامعين بالpoint to point? Did you hear about point to point? Huh? Point to point connection. So we'll talk about PPP operation, configuring point to point, troubleshooting. Many of the slides are copies of the lab, so don't worry. This is the first lab, PPP. We'll finish this and do the lab. Next. This will be our first lab. Yeah. Packet tracer already downloaded last time. If you did not do it, please do 8.2.1. Okay. So explain the objective of this course is to explain the fundamentals of PPP, configure HDLC, okay, LCP and NCP. We will cover all these topics, okay. What is demarcation point, Shabab? Please, this is interesting topics now. From now on, we will be discussing subjects related to the labs. Okay, so I think it will be more about security and about networking. So here we have demarcation point. I'm sure you hear about demarcation. يعني نقطة علامة تعلم. هذا لك هذا for the telecom company. This is for you. This is for the electrical company. Somewhat demarcation. Totally wrong. Totally there. Totally. Like what? Who can tell me? Yeah. مثلا at home, I think you will have some box coming from the salah. You are not allowed to touch, صح? Yes. But inside wiring, you are okay. So this is a demarcation. Okay. So here we have a demarcation. In the US, they are different than the rest of the world. In the US, the demarcation, this is CO switch, yani. Okay. Here we have the router, the CSU, DSU. Okay. This is the local loop, and this is the demarcation. All should be here. Abdullah, please come. Okay, Shabab, this is the demarcation. So if any failure happens before this point, it is the responsibility of this side. That's the importance of demarcation. For the rest of the world, the demarcation is here. Okay? What is CSU, DSU? Channel Service Unit, Data Service Unit. Is a digital interface device used to connect DTE to a digital circuit line. How does connector? Remember we said one connection one side should be DTE, one side is DCE. DCE will provide the clocking. Probably one connection is different than LAN. LAN is just put the cable. We can connect here, disconnect. With one, you have to go through the service provider. You cannot just do what you want. Okay? So demarcation mark the point where your network interfaces with a network that is owned by another organization. Okay? Interface between CPE, customer premises equipment, and network service provider equipment. Okay? Point in the network where the responsibility of the service provider ends. Hi, Mana. And if you call, telecom, tell I have a failure, he will tell you, no, we are done. We are up to the demarcation. This you have to go through a paid service or through third party. Okay. So now, what is DTE? DTE is data by the way, this is always coming also definitions. Data terminating equipment. Okay. Commonly, it is a CPE, generally a router, CPE device. Okay. Also can be a terminal or computer, printer, fax. Okay. If they connect directly to the service provider network. Okay. That DCE اللي هو data communication equipment. To remember communication يعني clocking. Okay. Commonly a modem or a CSU DSU. It is a device used to convert the user data from the DTE into a form acceptable to the WAN service. Okay. Provider transmission link. The signal is received at the remote DCE, which decodes the signal back into a sequence of bits. The remote DCE then signals this sequence to the remote DTE. Okay, so this is the function of the routers. Okay. Any questions? Let's go. Okay, Shabab. Please remember the definitions between DC and DT. By the way, in our lab, one connection of the LAN of the WAN should be DC, one connection should be DT. By the way, the cables are here. I'll show you one example for our cables. Here we have شايفين هذول الكيبل شباب؟ هذول DCE DT. اوكي هذول. اوكي. شوف السايد هذا DTE DC. But this one is used for the lab.
يعني كيبل هذا دكتور.
I'll give you an example. انت تروح الحين على البنك. البنك عندهم one connection بالبرانش. شباب لو انت مين اخذ ورك بليسمنت في البنك مثلا او في البرانش؟ رحت على البرانش هم عندهم كونكشن صح؟ وعندهم وان. لو رحت على غرفه بيسموها الانترنت الكوميونيكيشن روم او شو بيسموها تليفون روم. في ناس بيسموها تليفون روم، في ناس بيسموها نتورك روم. You will find there they have a connection to the WAN, so they will have something like that. Okay, that's one example. Or maybe they have a lease line, or maybe they have a modem cable. Not only banks like DHL, FedEx, Federal Express, they have these connections. Okay. All right. Any question? So here we have end of the user's device on the WAN link, and then we have that. This is the DTE, data communication equipment, end of the WAN provider side of the communication facility. These are the serial cables, what I show you here. This is serial cable used for the WAN. You don't use this inside your local area. Okay? This is all serial, which means they are slower. Serial يعني ايش؟ It will go يعني one after another, not together. Parallel يعني everyone going at the same time. So serial One is serial, so it's slower. Okay?
يعني بالضوء.
Yeah, exactly. So here we have one lamp, another lamp, they are connected. One side is DCE, the other side is DT.
دكتور فرقة شو أول؟
لا لا. It's given to you. It will be given to you. But if you are troubleshooting, if you find one side is DCE, there should be one side is DCE, the other side should be DT. If one side is DCE and there is no command for clock rate, you should add this command. Because sometimes they ask you, what's the problem with this configuration? Okay. Thank you. And here we have data encapsulation protocols. Data is encapsulated into frames before crossing the WAN link. طبعا ليش؟ لأنه احنا we said that the WAN is covered in which two layers? Very good. Physical and data link layer. The last two layers, layer 1 and layer 2. Okay. And these are the services. X.25 هاي خلاص obsolete. راح زمان كان. Okay. These are the WAN encapsulation protocols. Can you please have a look at them? These are important. Please have a look at them. HDLC, High Level Data Link Control, is a group of protocols or roles for transmitting data between network points or network nodes. Okay. SLIP is Serial Line Internet Protocol. It is the result of integration of modem protocols prior to the suite of TCP/IP. Everyone now is using TCP/IP. SLIP was important, but not now, long time. Okay. PPP, it is much more developed protocol than SLIP. Okay, and it has replaced SLIP. Frame relay and ATM are the most common packet switching technologies used. Okay, including frame relay, ATM, and the legacy X.25. Okay, but also we have more technologies. Remember in the Cisco slides, we talked about the new technologies, newer than ATM, newer than frame relay. That's why I brought for you the Cisco PowerPoint, because it has more updated information. HDLC encapsulation. It is bit-oriented. It's synchronous data link layer protocol developed by IOS, International Organization for Standards. Okay, بيعكسوها بيسموها ISO. ISO is the International Standardization Organization. Okay. ما كاتبينها غلط. شوف هاي شوي يعني it should be International Standardization Organization. Okay. It uses synchronous serial transmission to provide error-free communication. It is defined at layer 2 and allows flow control and error control. Cisco, they have their own version of HDLC that will only work on Cisco devices, and it is called CHDLC. So CHDLC is Cisco proprietary. It will work only on Cisco routers and devices and switches. Okay. To configure, we will do this in lab. The lab is very easy. Please just learn the concept. First, you will call the interface. Any interface, you will call it. How you call the interface? Remember in your programming? Remember when you call the variable? So interface S0/0/0. And then you will decide, okay, you will use encapsulation HDLC. You will use encapsulation PPP. You will give the instruction. Okay. So this command will enable HDLC encapsulation. And by the way, HDLC is the default encapsulation on synchronous serial interfaces. Okay. PPP contains three main components: HDLC protocol, okay, LCP, and NCP. Please remember this, okay? Three components: HDLC protocol for encapsulating datagrams over point-to-point links, and also it has LCP. This is link control protocol, and it's closer to the link. The link is close to the cable, so it's the down area of the data link. And then we have NCP, the network control protocol. Okay, it's more close to the configured different network layer protocols, IP version 6, IP version 4. So it is on top. Okay. HDLC is the default encapsulation, and here they said use PPP encapsulation to connect a Cisco router to a non-Cisco. You can do that. Advantage of PPP. First of all, it's not proprietary, and anyone can use it. PPP includes many features not available in HDLC, such as link quality management. You can monitor the quality of the link. If too many errors are detected, PPP takes down the link. HDLC cannot do that. Secondly, supports password authentication protocol for authentication mechanism. Okay, and here called PAP or CHAP, Challenge Authentication Protocol. And we will see now which one is more secure. Okay. First, let's see the layers. As I mentioned 2 slides ago, this is my PPP. I have my NCP on top, NCP down, and then I have my physical layer. Okay. So what's the function of LCP? LCP sets up the PPP connection and its parameters because it's near the cable, near the physical. NCP handles higher layer protocol configuration. LCP terminates the PPP connection when it's done. Then it's close to the physical. If you remember this in mind, it's easy for you to answer the multiple choice question. LCP provides automatic configuration on the interface at each end, including handling varying limits on packet size, detecting common misconfiguration errors, terminating the link, determining when a link is functioning properly or when it is failing. If the link is failing, what it will do? Remember, it will shut down the link. If the link quality is very bad, it will shut down this link. HDLC does not do any of this. PPP configuration is easy. First, you will call the interface at each site. You will assign the authentication PPP. Then you will assign the encapsulation. Then you will assign the authentication. So we have 3 steps. First, you call the interface. Then you decide that the encapsulation is PPP. then you will do the other parameters. Also here, other than PAP or CHAP, you have also extra options. You can do compression using stacker or predictor. And as our colleague here mentioned, here we can do the multiples. Or we call it multi-link. Combines 2 or more channels to increase the WAN bandwidth. All right? So these are the optional functions of PPP. You have to remember them, please. Authentication. What is authentication? And how you authenticate a device to communicate with each other, the routers. We have two options, PAP or CHAP. Okay. For the compression, increases the effective throughput on the PPP connection. How? By reducing the amount of data in the frame that must travel across the link. The protocol decompresses the frame at its destination. Two compression protocols available in Cisco routers. They are called stacker and predictor. We have already mentioned that. This is the basic configuration. We are going to do this in the lab, but please have a look at it. Okay. So I will go to router 1. Interface is serial 0/0/0. The IP address, you assign the IP address, and then the encapsulation is PPP. Okay, by the way, this is not the commands. This is they did, I think, show run. So this is what has been configured. This is what has been already configured. Okay. No, we will finish, fellas. We will just finish. How do we verify the connection? Only a few slides. We will do show serial interface serial 0/0/0. We are going to do these commands in the lab, by the way. So we have show interfaces serial, show PPP multi-link. These are all verifying PPP configuration. You have to remember these commands. By the way, in the exam, we will give you command list. But you need to know how to use it, even to use it. Yes. We're not going to explain it to you, but we'll give you the list. Okay.
الحين دكتور عشان نتأكد نسوي شو PPP ملتي لينك صح؟
Here we will do show. لا, we will do show interfaces serial. عشان to show you what is configured. So here we have the address. It will show you that encapsulation is PPP, and your LCP is open. Okay. And you have IP version 6CP, and loopback is not set. So this is the command to check or verify your PPP connection. Show interfaces serial 0/0/0. Multi-link, if you have multi-link, you want to check them. Okay. If you have multi-link, and you want to see them. So this is the authentication. You will tell me now which one is more secure. For PAP, I have two-way handshake and it's plain text. R1 will send its username and password to R2, R3, is what's central. They will check their database. If they have you in the list, they will allow you. Plain text. CHAP is using a three-way handshake. Not the remote, no. The central office will challenge the remote. It's not up to the remote. Challenge, يعني
just authenticate and make sure.
Ask. يعني challenge, ask. حتى. Challenge معناها challenge يعني I will ask a question to verify you.
Like authentication process.
Yeah. I will initiate. Yes. Not the remote will initiate. Yes. The headquarter will initiate. Okay. It will send challenge. The router will send back its username and hash. Router 3 has this is stored in its database, which it has router 1 and it has router 1 hash. You know what is hash?
Yes, of course.
You studied this in crypto. Yes. What is hash? Okay. هذا البروجرام what is it يعني اللي هو انت بتحكي عن التكنيك. I know you use SHA-256
Yes.
SHA-128 فكيتوا SHA-26 256 ولا بعد جمعة لسه ما فكيتوه. SHA-28 خلص ما مفتوح تعرف you know that. شباب الهاش who else who can tell me what does hash do؟ ايش الفرق بين الهاش والباسورد؟
Hash, it's like unchangeable text. So you take one text, convert it to hash,
and reverse it.
another version. So on the center, they
Put your hands together. It's irreversible. You put your password وطلع هاش. الهاش هذا مخزن بالسيرفر مو باسورد. When you put your password, the hash is going to be converted. So this is the meaning of hash. Now, what if someone managed to steal the hashes, to steal the database? There is a way you can put. Have you sorting another? انتوا ما فاكروها هاي sorting درجات؟ لا very good. Sorting شو بيعمل؟ what does sorting do؟ يلا يحط نفس لا خلي حمدان هذا سيء.
حسون
عبد الله لا ليت لي عرب بس اعطيكم no it's good this is good revision ها لا اعطيهم الكتاب. I want to see the city our CTF club. I want to test it how
السورتنج اللي يكون في نفس اديشن على الانكودنج بين
احسن عشان الشاي يكون عشان الهاش سوري صح نفس الشيء هو الشاي اللي هو موست بوبيلر شاي 256 فانت بتضيف شغله رقم هو الهاش ايش بصير؟ By the way الهاش when you put your password it creates a hash.
Yes, you go to a hash function.
والهاش ليش هو 256 شو معناه؟ افرض الباسورد تبعك 4 digits it will create this hash. If your password is 8 digits the same. You study this ولا لا؟ الهاش fixed size. The hash is a fixed size. That's why it's power. But also someone managed to steal the database. Then they will just they will intercept and then they will know if they receive this hash, this is this password. So what they do sorting. For each password you do, before you hash it, you are adding another value. And the hacker doesn't know what is this value, what you know. Okay? So it will create, so it's more secure. Sorting will make your hashing more secure.
أحيانا الهاش لكن organization
If you are going to get a certification like ISO 27001, there are things related to security, securing data in motion and on still يعني وهي ثابته وهي تتحرك يعني النتورك والستورج okay and securing data بالرام حتى بالميموري. So there are standards. Okay, so if you are doing the certification, the ISO, this, they will require this. And if you are doing also money charging, you have to use their own software.
نسيت انا.
اصلا هم بيطلبوا منك to use their software يعني payment they use their link. You know about these payment options. Do you know any of them? يعني if you want to use the payment options of the banks, okay, the online payment options. If you are doing e-commerce, so we now know that challenge is more secure. طب to initiate PAP, this is the two-way. This router will send its username and password. Router 3 will check. I have you. It's not secure. Okay. So now it will accept or reject and trust. That's it. So router 1, password CSF4203. It is there in my database. Go ahead. So we will do this in the lab, inshallah. This is your CHAP, three-way handshake. See, CHAP is more complicated. Here we have the router is challenging. The remote router will respond. The headquarter will check, will approve or reject. Are we done yet? No. We are almost done. Configuring the PPP. We have CHAP, PAP. We are going to do this, inshallah, in the lab. You will enjoy this lab. It's really good and nice, easy lab. 2 labs. 1 for PAP, 1 for CHAP. Allah. What about AAA and TACAX? You are doing this in your, by the way, AAA and TACAX in ethical hacking course or security. You are not doing network security, right? Yeah. That's the thing. They should be adding these things. Yeah, you should be inshallah doing. Also, we have Windows Server. We have security. That's why I'm saying for the CTF, let's add some networking. Windows Server. Hello. Good. 2019. Yeah, that's good. Or Windows, yani Windows, yeah, that's no problem. Windows, not necessarily Server 2019. Okay, any questions? Okay, this is the configuration. This is the, when you do show run, it will show you this information for router 1. How do we know it's PAP? PAP because here PPP authentication is PAP. And here sent username 1 will password, you see all text. والراوتر 2 بعث برضه اليوزر نيم تبعه والباسورد تبعه هو. اوكي حلو صوت الاذان والله هذا ما شاء الله. It's really nice, no? Router 1 CHAP, if you do show run, look, is the password shown here? Show authentication CHAP. Let us see. We will do this inshallah in the lab and I will show you the differences. Any questions?